Hey, everybody, welcome to another session of Conversations with Chosen Pen. It's Dr. Anissa Short here. Super excited and so delighted that you've chosen to be with us during this summertime month of July. Listen, I already know you're at the beach. You're probably not even engaged. You're going to catch the replay, but whichever way you choose to connect with us, we so appreciate it. It is the summertime, and during this month of July as well as August, we're going to be focusing on summer reading. That's what I like to do when I go to the beach. And of course, in kicking off our summer reading series, we've got two fantastic authors that we're going to talk with you about or allow you to meet today. But before we do that, I've got some information I want to share with you. Oh, if you hadn't noticed, Dr. Norma is missing once again, but that's okay because she's got a
Yeah.
grandbaby. She's on grandma duty. So, when that happens. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's just say it that way. So I want to share with you some information about what we got coming up. And I thought about whether I should do this at the beginning or at the end. And so I've made a decision to do it at the beginning so we can talk and leave more time with our fabulous guests. And you see one of them on the screen now. But here we go. Let's jump right into what we've got going on. There's a lot going on with Chosen Pen. Those of you who know us know we're very engaged in the publishing platform. But in addition to that, we do so much more. And we are wanting to make sure that everybody knows so that they can join in. We don't want you to miss anything because you didn't know. And so because you joined us today, we're going to open up the door for an opportunity for you to be informed. You can always find much of what we're doing on our Facebook page, Chosen Pen Publishing, as well as Instagram. But without further ado, let's do this. Let me show you all what I have here to share. Uh-oh, here we go. Where'd it go? It disappeared on me. Let's see. Can you all see that screen? I'm having technical difficulties. Okay, Jasmine, you help me out. You're my guest. You see what I got?
Yes,
Upcoming events.
it's playing.
Upcoming events with Chosen Pen Publishing. First and foremost, we have the audio book campaign. I don't know if you know this, but we can provide you with an audio version of your book. Contact us at chosenpen.com. And then in the month of September, we are hosting, I should say hosting, it went too fast. We are hosting another TEDx that has to do with literacy, and we want you to be a part of it. Let me show you that screen, just the image so you can see it. We have a speaker call this Thursday at 8 p.m. If you are an educator or a parent, if you have child, what we call superheroes, maybe
Hmm.
autistic children, educators and parents that want to serve as a panelist for our next TEDx Salon that's scheduled for September 14th, which is a Saturday. We are hosting a meeting this Thursday night at 11 p.m. I'm sorry, we're hosting it this Thursday, the 11th at 8 p.m. Tongue tied. This flyer you should find on our Chosen Pen page and on Facebook. But we're looking for teachers, educators. We're looking for parents to be a part of this experience. So be sure to join us. In addition to that, we want you to know that if you are interested in a free mini course hosted by Dr. Norma, this mini course is entitled Forgiveness is a Gift. Feel free to scan this QR code. This image as well should be available to you on our Facebook page, chosenpen.com. Feel free to register for that free gift, a free mini course. And then, of course, in the month of August, next month, August 3rd, we are powering up a special event, Brown Girl and Brown Boy Kids Red Carpet Tour and Literacy Festival. This event is strictly for children. So we want parents to bring
Yeah.
your kids and grandchildren to this event. It's absolutely free to you for you to attend. We'll talk a little bit more about that in this segment because registration is now. We want you to register for your free ticket, and we are looking for vendors. So if you've written a book by children or you offer a product or service that's kid friendly, we want you to be a part of this exciting event. It's got the Kids Red Carpet Book Tour. The host of this event takes this tour throughout the summer to 3 to 4 different cities, and we are honored to be able to host it in Fayetteville this year. So don't miss that. And then, of course, who we would be remiss not to share with you other information that we've got going on. We're really excited about this summer reading series underway now. And then, of course, we are open to nominations for our Literacy Awards event. This
Yes.
celebration is going to be in December, but right now is the time to register your book. We have fiction. nonfiction, young adults, children, as well as poetry. You can register your book now for consideration. You could be awarded at the awards ceremony that's scheduled for December, but you've got to get your book entered into the nomination categories, and depending on the criteria or the genre of your book. Entry opportunities, that window will close on September 7th, but you can get it done now. Again, go to chosenpen.com, our website. There is a $25 entry fee per book. You can enter a book in each category if you so desire. If you are not an author, but you know someone else who is, be sure to share this information with them. I think that's enough for now because I feel like I've talked already. I've done an infomercial, like they do on the commercials. But wait, that's not all.
You did great. You did.
We'll talk a little bit more about that as things progress. But remember, chosenpen.com as well as our Facebook page. So without further ado, let's get to meeting these awesome authors. Today we were scheduled to have Coach Alfonso Short and the illustrious Miss Jasmine Smith. But Coach Short is under the weather. So we've got information about his book and we'll play it at the end. But in the meantime, let's talk to Jasmine because she's been sitting here all patiently waiting. Hey, Jasmine, how are you today?
Good. I'm doing amazing.
Good. So listen, this series is really about encouraging reading in the summer. And we have chosen not to just focus on just one genre. We've got children's we want to spotlight children book authors. We want to spotlight, fiction and nonfiction reading. It just depends on what the person is interested in. I know personally, you tell me if you fall in this category. Whenever I travel, I like to have a book with me. Are you the same way?
Yes, definitely.
What is your go-to, Jasmine?
Ooh, I love fantasy. I'm a fantasy person, but I also love to go back to the old school type of books like Goosebumps and Babysitting Club. I know I'm like, oh God, I just turned 36 today.
Did you say Goosebumps?
I love it. Even if it's not Goosebumps, but anything.
Okay. Well, you do still have children, so I'll let you pass. You got kids in the house. I'll let you pass. She said Goosebumps.
And then, I teach.
Well, that's true.
Again, I like to kind of read and engage in different literature like that. So then that way I can share it.
Okay, thank you. That was a good save, Jasmine.
And then I'm still a child at heart too.
No, listen, you owe me no explanation. I just knew when you said old school, I said, oh, she's gonna go back to some kind of, and you said Goosebumps. I was like, okay. I personally, myself, I like nonfiction. I do love what I call inspirational fiction. Of course, I was engaged in the writing of an inspirational fiction anthology, but I love books that get you engaged into like real life situations, that kind of thing.
Yes.
There was once upon a time, my mom and I years ago used to have a book club. It was like a subscription. And every month you got the book of the month unless you declined it, and then you could order books. So I used to read a lot of John Grisham, which was, he was an attorney. All his books were about the attorney. It was all these different cases. I think I have,
right.
I don't know. We stopped at some point. I was going to say, I believe I have every last book he's written, but I used to love those books. And so what I like about reading is it takes you to another place.
Yes.
Yeah. As a child, it opens up your imagination. And so during this summer reading, I know a lot of parents may have their children engaged in reading. We as adults, because we're traveling and maybe just is more of a downtime, we want to read. So as advocates for reading and literacy, this summer series is something that we decided to do to support other authors. And so I'm delighted to have you here with us. Why did you decide to write a book? What was your motivation behind that, Jasmine?
So I'm going to say this. I first started off writing novels.
Okay.
Right? That's never been published. They're still sitting in that Word document. They are. But I say, you know what? While I enjoyed putting those words on the page, I think what inspired me to actually switch over to children's books and get it out is because I enjoy seeing the excitement on the face of children when they're reading a book that really relates to them.
Right, right.
So I think that's a big struggle when it comes to children's books. We don't have a lot of books that relate to, you know, different aspects of different type of kids and the different forms of community. You know, we're in different areas.
Right,
And
right.
so to have a book that relates to a child and sit in class and watch and read a book that relates and see the excitement on their face when they say, oh, okay, so now they understand it. So now they're excited about reading about something that relates to them.
Yeah, I can
And
understand
so
that.
that made me excited. So I said, you
Yeah.
know what? I gotta go. I'm gonna complete 50 children books by 2025.
I love it. And you hit the ground running because once you said
Yes.
you were going to start writing these children's books, it's like you just took off. Let me tell
Yes.
you something. There's so much to what you shared with regards to children being able to relate to the book itself. And one of the things that resonates with me, that the parallels, what you said is when we took those books to Africa, you weren't able to go with us, but when we took those books, took the books that we did to the school that Chosen Pen adopted, one of the comments made by the children, well, oh, there are people in the book that look like us.
Yes.
That was, and we were very intentional on making sure that the children saw themselves in the content of the book,
Yes.
right?
It's very
And so
important.
that was like numero uno in the objective. And that was to hear them actually say it was like mission accomplished, mission accomplished.
Yes.
So we did the doggone thing. And I could see that's one of the motivations as well behind the Brown Girl, Brown Boy kids fair with the books. Dr. Pam, who's the curator of this tour, takes books and she makes sure that children from various backgrounds are represented.
Yes.
Even the books that she's been responsible for curating, they're translated in different languages because she wants more than just those who speak English to be able to relate to the content of the book. So all of that makes so much sense. And thank you for reminding us as an educator. It just makes sense that you would do that. Let's
Yes.
look at some of these books that you've written. Now, I want to go ahead and put this out there. You can let us know because I know some of them are still a work in progress and
Yes.
they're coming soon, as we would like to
Yes.
say, right? But
Yes.
these, I think, are your first 4, and they just came to life with just prior to this year, right?
Yes.
All right, so let me go and find them. Hold on. Here we go again. Wait a minute. I just had them. Okay, here we go. Can you see them?
Yes, I can.
I love this one right here. Tell
Yes.
us about Ivy and the Lost. Now, we don't want to go into a whole lot of details because guess what? They need to buy the book.
Yes.
But tell us about, hold on. Did I lose her?
You got to go back to your page.
Wait a minute, girl. What did
Right
I
there.
do?
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Okay, Ivy and the Lost ABCs. This baby girl. Listen, this little curly hair.
So I would say I love this book. Let me just put it out there. If I would say a number one, this is my number one. For me, this was the very first one that I sat down and completed, and I completed it based off of my daughter.
Okay.
So growing up when she was younger, and I've done this when I stayed with my aunt, helping with some of my cousins, even while in high school. I would create stories or songs or things like that that would make it exciting about learning their ABCs or their numbers.
Okay.
So in this book, I actually created this book. It's actually a story behind it on how Ivy's friends help her find all the ABCs. But the great thing about this book is it's an actual workbook. So it's coloring, it's tracing, it's practicing letters. So it's not only a book, but it's a workbook.
I love it. So it allows the child to learn and to be engaged from various vantage points. They're
Right.
reading it. I love that, Jasmine. I
Mhm.
love that.
Yes.
Okay, so here's another one. I danced
Ooh.
with Dr. Martin Luther King. When you look at this pinup curl style, it's the attention to detail for me. And the sister friends in the back that's dancing. Oh, Jasmine, I love this
Yes.
book. Tell me
So
about it.
so this book, this book came about in a weird way, Dr. Anissa. In class, my little first graders, I put up a picture of Dr. Martin Luther King.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, who is this, guys? Obama. I was like, no, this is not Obama. you know, and so this book actually came to life in class.
Okay.
So what I did, I had my babies close their eyes and I told them a story. And so this book is actually the story that I told them in class.
Oh,
So
wow.
yeah, so it's about a young lady who goes on a journey with her family, and she ends up getting a dance with Dr. Martin Luther King. I'm not going to tell you how because I'll be
Okay.
telling the book, but
Right.
it's very exciting, and it captures the very important parts, to allow kids of this generation to learn about Martin Luther King without all the other information at a
Gotcha.
young age.
Gotcha. I gotcha. I love it. I absolutely love it. So, okay. So, Jasmine, what about your illustrations? Are you responsible for that as well?
Yes, so I illustrate all my books.
Oh,
Yes,
you
so
are
I
so
illustrate all
gifted.
my books. So everything you're gonna see, I actually did.
All right, love it. Okay, so let's go with this next one. Wait a minute. There we go. Girl, if listen, if I could wear pom poms like that now and then look crazy, this is how I will be looking every day. I,
Yes.
listen, every woman has to have her own cape. So listen, Araya and the Magic Capes. Let's talk about this pretty girl.
So okay, so these books, it's going to be a series. These books are going to be based off of all of my nieces and nephews.
Oh, I love
And
it.
so, what I wanted to do, I wanted to, like I said, capture something for them, a book that they can continue to carry on and read to their children and their children's children, but that relates to them. And so,
Gotcha.
what I did is I took my nieces and nephews' personalities and I created a book and co-author it with, I mean, I let them be co-authors with me.
Oh, I love it.
And so this book is about one of my nieces. Um, Honey, she was one of my babies stuck to my hip. I want to go to Aunt Jasmine house. And so this book relates. Arya has a bunch of capes, and these capes she take them to all her friends. But in the process of taking to all her friends, she showed them that with these capes or without the capes, you're special, and you can be anything you want to be.
Oh, I
And
love
so
it.
they go on a journey of learning the different things, and their dreams of what they want to be when they grow up actually comes to life whenever they put on a cape.
You know what I love about this cover, other than this pretty little girl? You got the little flower barrettes in her hair.
Yes.
You got a room that looks a wreck with stuff all on the floor. This is so apropos. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
This looks just like a little girl's bedroom. You follow
Yes.
me? Like the tote
Yes.
bag that's full of all kind of stuff.
Yes.
Because you just stick it when you say clean this mess up. Everything just gets stuffed anywhere, right?
And it goes back to relating to the point of everything that I create, I want it to relate.
I got it.
Putting a clean bedroom with fancy curtains and fancy covers. I mean, come
It's not
on.
realistic.
We
It
wish it
is in
might be
some
when you
people's world, but not everybody's. Let's
yes,
be
and it
clear.
might be when you set it up, but it's not like that all the
No,
time.
because honey, I could believe that these little teddy bears and socks are all over the floor. I could so relate to that.
And
Right.
mismatched socks.
Mixed match socks. It can't find a pair anywhere that matches. I love it.
Right.
So Araya, is that the name of one of your nieces?
Aria, yes, ma'am.
Aria, I'm sorry.
Yes,
Okay,
yes,
Aria.
Aria. Aria is the name of one of my nieces.
Okay,
And
I
like I
love
said,
that.
that's one of my special babies. All
And
my
then
nieces and nephews are
and
my
then the Ivy in the Lost ABCs. Ivy is actually your daughter's name.
that's my baby.
Okay,
Yes.
that's your baby. No,
Yes.
she's not. I mean, she your baby, but anyone who knows Ivy knows she's a big baby. All
Oh
right, so
yeah.
here's the one, RJ's World. All right, so tell us about this one.
So this one is very special. This one is beyond special. This is my sister. We're only about 11 months apart. Actually, my birthday is today, July 8th. Hers is August 8th. She has one son. I never thought that she would have any kids. We never thought that she would have any kids. And so RJ is special. RJ is very special. He's amazing. He's extremely smart. Um, and so when I created this based off of a story he's gonna actually tell,
Okay.
and his auntie's going to illustrate it and actually put it together, but it's going to be his story and he's going to describe his world and what's being in RJ world is like. And so he has this robot, and I think the robot is named Miko, and he loves Miko. And so I said, why not him be able to tell the story of RJ and Miko and
Okay.
share it with the world? And so that's how this is one of my nephews, but that's how this book became about.
Okay. Now, from just looking at the cover, I would say that RJ is very like STEM, like science, tech.
math,
Yes.
any logo, he can draw it and create it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, he's very, very smart. He's very smart. He's amazing.
Now, right now, if anybody wanted to purchase one of your books, which one of these are actually available? Because I know some are coming soon. Which,
Right. So I Dance with Dr. Martin Luther King is now available on Amazon. Ooh, ooh, what a
okay.
birthday gift. It went live today.
Oh,
Uh,
excellent.
awesome birthday gift. And so the other ones are, I mean, we're just waiting. So as soon as they go live, I put them out.
Okay.
Um, and so I'm looking forward to all of them being live in the next week or so.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'm looking forward to by August 3rd for us to have about 10 to 15 live.
Oh wow.
Yes.
Wow, wow. I love it. I absolutely love it. Listen, I'm gonna be honest with you. I never thought about writing a children's book, but I am now.
Yes.
I am. Well, I can't say I never thought about it. I did have a casual conversation with Dr. Norman, very casual.
Yes.
But I have two nephews. Actually, I have three. I have two biological and a bonus. And I don't have children of my own, but one of the things I thought about is writing a story that includes all three of them, one each, and then all three of them. And so my youngest nephew, Ian, loves to fish. And so I had a conversation with him and I said, Ian, are you ready to write the book? He's like, let's do it. So it's going to be
Yeah.
Ian and the magical fishing rod because he loves to fish.
That's gonna be nice.
Right. And then my bonus nephew, I haven't talked with him. He has no clue, but he's gonna write a book. He's gonna co-write a book too, but he plays football. And then my oldest, which is my baby, my sister just had him. He's really mine. I'm gonna have a conversation. He's 18 now. So I want to have a conversation with him about if he had a kid's book that featured an image that looked like him, what would he want it to be about? Since he's already, macho, male,
Yeah.
going out of high school and stuff. So what has been the biggest joy for you in writing your books?
Again, for me, it's so when the author copies originally came, actually seeing those books in my hand, woo, it's different. It's different from putting it on the computer, writing it, and putting it together to actually feeling
Right.
and looking at something that you created that you're
Yes.
ready to share with the world in your hand. And so I had the opportunity of going to my class. I said, you know what? They're going to be my testers. This is going to tell me if this is for me or not. And I had the opportunity of introducing those books to them and reading them and letting them see it. And oh my gosh.
And these were first graders, right?
First graders.
So is that the age bracket these books were written for?
So the I Dance with Dr. Martin Luther King is ranging from maybe from a top reader, second grader to a third. Your ABC is about kindergarten, first grade, pre-K.
Okay.
Great start. To first grade. The other ones, most of all my books range, except the activity books, they're gonna range from your high second grader to probably about your beginning fourth grader.
Okay. All right,
Yeah.
good. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Parents need to know that. I know that with some parents, their child might be in the second grade, but their reading comprehension is at a higher level.
Mhm.
That's always good to know. Is that what your plan is to always write books that vary between pre-K to fourth grade in that age bracket?
Yes. So with my children's books, I'm gonna keep them from probably pre-K to fourth. Is where my main bracket is. I am looking at doing some books that's gonna be based around the fifth grade.
Okay.
It's gonna be a novella, so it's gonna be your small novel book.
Mhm.
But not a lot.
I
My
got you.
main goal is to keep it with
Get you.
the pre-K and the fourth grade. That's just where my heart is.
Well, that's where the foundations of literacy are formed, especially. I started reading. My mom read to my nephews. And so that begins the love of reading that helps them with you don't have to tell you're the teacher, but I think it's good to emphasize and to let the viewers know that that's the age range that you teach as well. Is that right?
Yes.
Yeah, it only makes sense.
Yes. And I say it's never too young to start reading and introducing reading
it's not
to a child. Because they're like sponges. Anything that they learn as when they're coming up as a baby, even before they speak their first words, that it's already running. It
It
can't
is.
come out, but it's
Yeah, but
already running.
they're absorbing it.
Yes. So
You
if
know,
you
it's fun.
start them early, you train them.
Well, you know what? I was with my cousin. He's this Cardi is actually his mother is my husband's first cousin, but he's old enough to be her daddy. Let me just say that much difference, right? So I mean, seriously. So Cardi would be his grandson. Now,
Oh wow. Okay.
I mean, seriously. So, but Cardi is less than a year old. So we had an opportunity to see him 2 weekends ago. And while there, I read to him, and so it's amazing to see how babies, you could tell that they're paying attention and it's like they're comprehending. You follow what I'm saying? And and then especially when you place emphasis on words and change your voice and the intensity of your tone, it was amazing. Even by him being I think he's only 9 months, 8, well, somewhere in that range. It's like he was paying attention to me as if he understood every word that was coming out of my mouth.
And that's a biggie, because at that age we are quick, and I was bad for it when my kids came up. Cut a cartoon on and put them in front of the TV. Why? Because you think in your mind, okay, look, he's paying attention to the cartoon. Okay, so why can't it be that much excitement as he's paying attention to me reading?
Exactly. That's a good point. That's a very good point. That's a very good point. Well, I want to share again, you said I Dance with Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. is available on Amazon now.
Yes.
The other 3 books should be available for a month is over. Is that right? It should be
correct.
This month.
Correct.
And then the goal is to have your own collection by the end of August or something like, 10 books? Did you say 10?
10 to 15.
All right.
Because, I got to reach that 50 goal. We're going to have 50 books out.
By the end of the year?
2025.
Okay, but by the end of 2025.
No, by the beginning of 2025.
Girl, shut up.
Yeah, we got to
do it. I'm going to let you do it. I'm going to let you go ahead and write your own library.
I have all the titles. I have all the titles ready.
Do you really?
Yes, I have all the titles ready. And the thing is not only that, in between that, anybody that want to go through Chosen Pen, I'm willing to illustrate and ghostwrite.
Can we talk about Chosen Pen for a minute? Why don't we?
Yes.
Listen, I have written books. None of them are children's books, but all of my books have been published by Chosen Pen. And many of you who have watched this podcast know that that's how I even got connected to the company, is because I was writing my first book, and Dr. Norma McLaughlin was my coach, and she helped with the publishing of it. So since then, I've learned a lot about the publishing, and I've been able to publish additional books and even assist others with getting their books through Chosen Pen. And I know that even though you are an excellent writer and a brilliant illustrator, you choose Chosen Pen for the publishing of your books as well. Let's talk about, you could have done the self-publishing route, Jasmine. Why didn't you?
For me, it's less stress. I will tell you, starting off, I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm not going to be embarrassed. Dr. Norma not going to jump down my throat. So this first book, I'm going to try to do it on my own. But at that point, I was doing journals. So I said, I'm going to go up here. I'm going to watch me some YouTube videos. Girl, please. By that first couple of hours, I said, Chosen Pen, Chosen Pen, here I come with flying colors. Because the thing is the first thing we put in our mind is, we're gonna save money. I'm gonna be making all my money. Let me tell you something. There's no dollar that you can pay me to stress the way that it caused you to stress. It's so much easier to go through Chosen Pen, let them take over,
right,
and then get that book in your hand and smile and sit back.
Exactly.
And make your money without stress.
Well, the thing is too, I talk to potential authors. I say, listen, we're not doing it for you. We're doing it with you.
Right.
So that way you understand the process. But you're right. Once you've got the illustrations laid out, like we had a client, Jasmine, to reach out to us because she wanted, she was having trouble getting her book uploaded. They could not get it uploaded. They kept getting this error message about. And so it was a friend of mine. Now, I had talked with her a year before and said, when you're ready to publish your book, let me know. I want to help you do it. But she decided to go on her own. That was no problem. She had an illustrator. She had her stuff together. She said, the book is done. We just can't get it uploaded. I said, well, that's interesting. Well, send it to me. Well, first of all, it was not the right dimensions for it to upload. Okay. The second of all, Jasmine, I said, did you have this book edited? She says, yeah. I said, you couldn't have. She says, no, I did. I said, girl, there are typos all through your book. And it was a
Mhm.
kid's book. I said, so now how you gonna write a children's book with misspelled words? And we laughed about it, right? She's like, well, I had my friend to edit it for me. I said, editing and is, I mean, she said the proofreader. I said, proofreading and
And
editing.
editing is two totally different things.
I said, thankfully your book couldn't upload because you would have had to pull it down. And I said, so we had to fix that. We had to change the dimensions of the book. And then before we had to do 2 or 3 things to the book before we can start with the best sale campaign. And she was like, oh my God, I should have just called you in the first place. You think?
Yes.
To each his own, though. To each his own. I'm not gonna knock it. There are a lot of great self-publishers out there, but those that I've met who do extremely well in that space, they were trained or they worked with a traditional publisher and learned the ropes and then learned it. So yeah, I commend you. You're like, girl, listen, I'm like, listen, I am very intelligent. I know how to read, I know how to watch videos. But for me, time is the most valuable resource. And I don't want to be spending a whole lot of time reading stuff when I could just pay somebody to do it for me or to do it with me,
And then especially when you're not getting hit over the head, it's reasonable,
right?
And the things that's offered, you the amount that you're paying, you're really not paying for the services on the back end,
No, right.
Of everything. And for me to have also been on the back end of things, I'm able to see, okay, look, for what you're paying for, you really are not paying. If you find another publishing company that you're gonna get, I mean, people who really have your best interests at heart,
right?
Like Chosen Pen, you can't pay for that.
Yeah, I agree with you, Jasmine.
You can't
And this is not a paid advertising. Dr. Norman did not by any means give us a bonus check for saying all of this. Of course, it might be coming soon, but it was not paid in advance.
Just take me to the beat. Just
listen. So listen, we had another author, as I mentioned before, that was scheduled to be a part of this today, but due to illness, he couldn't be a part. But I want to show a video that highlights his 2 books. He's written 2 inspirational devotionals, I guess you could call them.
Yes.
They are devotionals, 31 Days of Inspiration. So let's take a minute and show his video so we can make sure he's included in this series as well. Let me see if I can do this right. Where did I leave it? I can't find it now. Girl, I'm supposed to know how to do all this. Oh, here we go.
It's Monday.
It is Monday.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see it?
Yes, I can.
Great. Here we go.
Meet Mr. Alfonso Short. After 30 years of federal government employment, Coach Short is now dedicating his life to service, particularly to projects and initiatives that serve to build up men and children. Whether serving as a tutor and a mentor, coaching basketball, or serving in various leadership positions and ministries, he is committed to making a difference. Coach Short's literary project serves as an extension of his commitment to bringing value to the lives of others.
All right.
Meet Mr. Alfonso.
Handsome Alfonso Short. Yes, if you know, his name is very similar to mine. That's my husband. I'm so proud of him. He has another book that'll be coming out before the end of the year, another 31-day devotional. But his books are available on Amazon. He is dealing with he's overcoming an attack on his body from the way of illness. But anyway, so he wasn't able to be, but I wanted to make sure we shared that. Jasmine, I don't know what, let's talk. Let me tell you all again. The tour that we have on August 3rd, Jasmine, that's going to be dynamic. I know you're going to be one of the vendors because you have children's books. So we talked earlier about the Brown Girl, Brown Boy Festival that's being hosted at 1420 Hoke Road. Chosen Pen Publishing is the host of this event, but the curator of the event is Dr. Pam, and she is coming to Fayetteville. We want parents to bring their children and grandchildren. Now, we want vendors as well. So if you've written a children's book, or if you offer kid-friendly products or services, we've got the New Life boosters that's going to be responsible for concessions, popcorn, candy, that type of thing. We've got Mr. Terrence Phillips. Everybody knows about his. Listen, I wanted him there for myself, and I'm a big kid at heart. The Italian Ice. He also has another game of some sorts. I think there's going to be face painting. There's going to be book signings. Everything about this event is a festival format and it's geared for children and mom and dad. This event is free for you to attend, but you must register because we want to know how many people we have coming. So go to chosenpen.com. Go to as a matter of fact, go to our Facebook page. That's going to probably be the better location for you to secure the link where we can, where you can register to attend, and it's free. Okay. So if you are a daycare center, if you have children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews, listen, nobody is going to be able to come in there without a kid. So if you're a big kid at heart, go borrow some neighbors' children, because as an adult, you can't come in. You got to have some children with you, right?
Yes.
It's going to be from 12 to 4. Again, a festival atmosphere. We want more vendors. We want more. If you have, and let me say this, I'm gonna go on my soapbox. You know, the vendor registration is $150. Okay, so sometimes people will say to me, "Well, Anissa, I look at the vendor event and the vendor registration to see whether or not I get my money back." Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, and I mean this with love. That is a very small way of thinking when it comes to promotions. First of all, that fee or that entry, the registration is really for advertising. So you get to advertise, right? Now, because you are a part of this event, Dr. Pam, I think this is her 4th or 5th year. She goes to 3 or 4 cities. I believe it's 3 cities every summer. This is her 2nd stop. So if you are a part of an event that she's done, there's always a recap and a showcase. There's an opportunity for you to get exposure outside of the area for which you live. So tell me, where can you go and place your information in a magazine or a newspaper? All right. You got the social media platform. Our events are spotlighted on our Chosen Pen Facebook page as well as Instagram page. But because of our media partners, we get global exposure. So I want you to change and shift your dynamics with regards to the investment. Make the investment, because if you've written the book and the book has a message that children need to hear or learn or to embrace, then the $150 is the least you could pay to get your name out there. Jasmine, how do you feel about that? Tell me.
Yes, and let me say this. Hold on, let me say this. This is so important. If you have not written the book and the book is still here, contact Chosen Pen. We're gonna try to get you done by August 3rd.
Listen, honey, we're gonna work. You know, we've been known to work miracles thanks to Dr. Norma. You know, listen, we got a dynamic team. Honestly, Jasmine is one of our graphic designers, so she can whip you up some illustrations, no problem. If you've already got the content, then it's just a matter of us getting the editing done, which should be pretty fast in a hurry. So we want to help you, but we want you to come to the event. So this is the call to action. Vendors, secure your spot by the 15th, and the link is on the screen on how you can do that. There is an application. There is an application we want you to complete just so we'll maintain contact and know who's actually coming. But then there's the fee that you pay, and this is the link for that. But then also, moms, dads, grandparents, bring your children, grandchildren, nieces and nephews out to this event. It's from 12 to 4. It is free, but you must register and you can find more information on our Chosen Pen Facebook page. I think, Jasmine, we talked about everything that we need to talk about. What did we forget?
Yes, nothing. Yeah. I mean, if you're an informational booth.
Oh, yeah. They need to come.
Very important. You know, children's health is very important. This is the time to share. You need to be in the place. I put it like that.
Yeah, I understand. If children's books, the vendors, we need those for sure. But if you offer a service or product, and thank you for mentioning that's kid friendly, you may sell toys, you may sell barrettes and bows, you may sell other things that kids like, puzzles. I don't know. You may have a daycare center or tutoring service.
Back to school items.
Listen, that's another caveat. We're gonna talk about that next week because we got something we have in the works for that. If you have an etiquette class, if you do modeling, if you teach self-defense and you have classes for children, we want you on post. We want you to be a part of this event. And again, we need to have you present. We really need to have you present. Now I'm gonna do my best to share this flyer again, honey, but I'm not having the best of success when it comes. So I'm going to say go to Facebook. Hold on a minute. Let me try again. Any questions? Any last comments? What do you want to leave us with, Jasmine, when it comes to writing children's book, working with Chosen Pen, being a part of this entire celebration on the 3rd?
I would say I'm excited. I'm excited, and beat me there. Don't meet me there, but beat me there. Beat me there. I mean, I always say when you have an opportunity to attend a free event, and even if you don't have the funds at that moment that you desire to have, you come and grab that information so that when you do, you're able to go back. Right. And you're able to purchase, and you're able to do what you need to do. Right. Don't miss out on an opportunity based off of that.
I know.
Come on in the room.
I know, right? I know. So here it is, the Brown Girl and Brown Boy Kids Red Carpet Book Tour and Literacy Festival, August the 3rd. Vendors you'll be setting up that morning, but the event itself is from 12 to 4. 1420 Hope Loop Road, right here in the city of Fayetteville. Listen, if you can get in the car and drive here, you want to be here. The link for the tickets, you see that? It's powered by Chosen Pen Publishing. We are excited about partnering with Pam, Dr. Pam. We know her. We met, as a matter of fact, we met Pam in Africa. Isn't that amazing? She lives in the DMV area, and we met her in Africa. Get out and
it's amazing.
But her platform is all about childhood literacy and representation. And so we want to make this event something that we can host year after year after year. So we want everybody. Listen, we want Lottie everybody to be here on the 3rd of August. So vendors, reach out to us. Parents, register so you can get your tickets. Again, the tickets are free, but we want you to register so we'll know. And then for those who are our literary partners that live in other cities and states, we want you to share it. If you can get in a car and be here, it's going to be worth the drive. I promise you.
Yes.
I promise that. So with that said, listen, it's been a great session. Thanks again, Jasmine, for hanging out with me in this space. We are excited about your level of success and the commitment you made to what, 50 books by 2025?
Yes, we're going to do it.
I'm going to add my 3 besides your 50.
We're going to add your 5. And then we're going to add Mr. Short.
Now that's who needs to write. He needs to write some children's books too, right? All right, we'll talk about that later. That's not for this. Thank you all for hanging out with us today. Remember, we're here every Monday. We're going to continue this series next Monday with 1 or 2 fabulous authors on books you should read. The summer reading series continues throughout the month of July and August. On behalf of Dr. Norma McLaughlin and the entire Chosen Pen team, thank you for hanging out with us today. Make it a great week.